When I was a partner at KPMG, I made hundreds of promotion decisions. I've seen people who worked 80-hour weeks get passed over, while others who seem to do less work get promoted ahead of them. In this video, I'm breaking down the 6 specific behaviors that signal to the leadership in your company that you're ready for promotion, so you can stop waiting for permission and get the promotion that you've earned. Now, most people think that getting promoted is all about just working harder, delivering more, becoming indispensable. So they take on more projects, they stay late, they make themselves available 24/7 in some instances. They crush lots of goals, but then nothing happens. They watch someone else get promoted. Someone who perhaps didn't work as many hours, someone who maybe seemed less qualified, but someone who just seemed to know how to play the game. And then they're left wondering, like, what am I missing? What aren't I doing right? And here's what most people don't understand. Promotions aren't actually about how hard you work. They're about how ready you appear for that next step. The leaders in your organization aren't looking for the person working the hardest. They're looking for the person who's already operating at the next level. Because the people who get promoted fast aren't just performing well in their current role, they're demonstrating that they've already outgrown it. So let me tell you about 2 people I worked with when I was a partner. They were both brilliant, both hardworking, and both hungry for promotion. So Sally, she was technically flawless, and she delivered every project on time, worked 70, 80-hour weeks consistently, never missed a deadline. And then there was John. John was good, but he wasn't perfect, and he probably worked maybe 50-hour weeks. But here's what was different. John was visible in the right ways. So when promotion time came, John got promoted. Even when on paper, it might have seemed that Sally was actually more deserving. Leadership already saw John as a partner because he was already behaving like one. And that moment taught me something really critical. Your work doesn't speak for itself. Your behavior does. The question isn't, am I good enough? It's, am I showing up as someone who's already operating at the next level? So there are 6 behaviors that will position you for promotion. These aren't about working harder. They're about working strategically so the leadership in your organization sees you as the obvious choice. The first behavior is to start doing work above your pay grade. So look at the role 1 level above you and identify what those people do that you're not doing. And pick one of those activities and start doing it this month. Think about it from their perspective. Promoting someone is a risk, but if you're already operating at the next level, there's pretty much no risk. It's just making official what's already happening. So look at the role 1 level above you. Are they mentoring junior staff? If so, start mentoring. Are they planning meetings? If so, ask to join. Are they presenting to senior leadership? If so, find opportunities to help them present. When I was pushing for partner, I started behaving like a partner long before the promotion. I took on partner-level clients, I brought in new business, I made partner-level decisions and informed my boss afterwards. So when promotion time came, the managing partner said, "We actually should have done this a year ago. You've been operating as a partner all that time." And there is actually another story about that which you can watch in this video afterwards. The second behavior is all about building relationships outside of your team. So here's what to do. Spend maybe half an hour each week making other people successful. Help someone in another department solve a problem. Make an introduction that somebody needs. Share your expertise freely when someone asks for advice. Don't just say you're too busy. When you learn something valuable, create a 1-page summary and share it where senior leadership will see it. Be the person who connects people. Sarah in finance should talk to Mark in operations about this. Then make that introduction. Because promotion decisions aren't made by your manager alone. They're made in rooms with other leaders across the organization. And when your name comes up, the question isn't just, are they good at their job? It's, do we actually know them? Have we seen them in action? Can they work across the business? You need people across the organization who can say, yep, I've worked with them, they're excellent, they helped us solve this problem, they understand how the business works beyond their own department. This is critical because the higher you go, the more it's about influence across the organization, not just technical skills. So if people outside your team don't see you as someone whose opinion matters, you're not ready for promotion. When I was building towards my own partner promotion, I deliberately learned what peers in other service lines were working on. That meant when I needed support, I had relationships across the firm. People took my calls. They bounced me in those rooms that I wasn't in. So we start doing this. In 6 months, you'll have built real influence across your organization. The third behavior is to solve problems before they reach your manager. So your manager is going to promote people who make their job easier, not harder. And every time you come to them with a problem, they've got to stop what they're doing and figure it out with you. But when you solve problems independently and just keep them informed, you're reducing their workload. You're showing them that you can handle it. So use this framework: anticipate, act, and inform. So anticipate. Before starting work, think 3 steps ahead. What could go wrong here? Do a pre-mortem. What resources will we need? What dependencies exist? Plan for those now. Second stage, act. When you see a problem, solve it. Don't wait for permission. Use your judgment. Make the decision. And then third step, inform. After you've handled the problem, send a brief update. Here's what happened. Here's what I did. Here's the outcome. No drama. Think about it like this. Junior people bring problems. Mid-level people bring solutions. Senior people prevent problems before they happen. Every time you ask your manager what to do, you not only add to their workload, it indicates that you don't know what to do. And when you solve it and inform them afterwards, you make it easy for them, and that's why you get promoted. The fourth behavior is to lead in the rooms that you're already in. Some people say, well, I just need to join that meeting or get part of that group or join that particular project. But the best leaders are the ones who were already leading in the rooms that they were in the projects they were involved in before they had the title. The promotion just made it official. So if you're waiting for a title to start leading, you've got it backwards. Leadership isn't a position, it's a behavior. So in the meetings you're already attending, start showing up differently. If there's confusion, be the one who provides clarity. Be the person who says, here's what I think we should do and why. Or if no one knows what to do, ask a question that helps everyone get on the same page. When something needs doing and no one's owning it, it's time for you to own it. You convene the meeting, you create the plan, you drive it forward. And when someone's stuck, help them get them stuck. Ask them what's blocking you, and then see if you can help them overcome it. Remember, leadership is a behavior, not a position. So if people aren't following your lead informally, a title's not going to change that. When I was working towards my own partner promotion, I noticed gaps in how our team operated. There are things that weren't really anybody's job, but they needed doing. So I did them. I organized those strategy sessions. I mentored juniors without being assigned. Nobody asked me to do it, but people started seeing me as a leader because I was behaving like one. The fifth behavior is to track your wins and to make them visible. This one is so important if you want to seriously be considered for a high-level promotion. Create a document called your wins tracker, and every month spend 10 minutes, 15 minutes writing down what you achieved, what the measurable impact was. Was it revenue? Was it cost savings? Was it efficiency gains? Maybe it was a reduction in risk. And who benefited from that impact. Also write down the obstacles that you overcame. What you're then doing is identifying stories that you're going to be able to talk about. Every quarter, once you've done this, you can then make your biggest wins visible. So perhaps there's a team meetings, perhaps it's in a report, perhaps it's just in a one-to-one with your manager. This isn't bragging, it's just you're connecting your work to the real business outcomes that you've created. Unfortunately, your hard work won't speak for itself. Your manager is busy, they're not tracking your wins unless you make them visible. So when they're deciding on promotions and someone says, what have you actually achieved? If your manager has your specific wins to hand, you're in with a much greater chance. When I built my case of partner, I tracked every client win, every piece of new business, every initiative. And when the time came, I walked through the last few years of concrete achievements. There was no debate. The evidence was overwhelming. So here's a mistake that most people make. They make vague claims. I work really hard, I deliver great results. And that's meaningless. What you need is specifics. So I led the project that delivered £2 million in savings, or I built the framework that reduced incidents by 37%, or I developed 3 directors and 2 of them got promoted. The former is one way of doing it is just a claim, but the better way of doing it is you're providing real evidence. The 6th behavior is to have the promotion conversation with your manager. So if you've been demonstrating these 5 behaviors, maybe 6, 9, 12 months, schedule a meeting with your manager. Go in with your wins tracker and say, I believe I'm ready for the next role, and here's why. And then walk them through your evidence and ask them what needs to happen for this promotion to move forward. Don't ask them, am I ready? Or do you think I'm ready? Or when will I be ready? Lead with, I believe I'm ready. Here's the evidence. What's next? The perfect moment won't announce itself. Your manager isn't just going to notice. You must create the moment yourself. When I decided I was ready for partner, I didn't wait for somebody to tell me. I looked at my evidence. I've been operating, I thought, as a partner for at least 18 months. I had the relationships, I had the results, I had the impact. So I went to the managing partner and said, look, I believe I'm ready for partnership, and here's why. I didn't ask him if he thought I was ready. I stated I was ready and provided the evidence. So if you take anything away from this video, it's this. Don't wait for perfection. Don't let your fear masquerade as humility. because fear has cost more people promotions than lack of capability ever has. The perfect moment isn't going to announce itself, your manager won't just notice, and the opportunity won't just appear. You must create it. Now, if you want help building the positioning and confidence to have that promotion conversation with your manager, I need to show you something. Most people know they're ready, but they don't know how to make leadership see it. So watch this video next, where I break down the exact framework I use to help senior professionals position themselves for the roles they want without feeling like they're begging for recognition. And if you found this video helpful, I'd really appreciate a like or a comment.